Hey everyone, today is May 23rd, 2019. In this video, I'm going to talk about a news story that we got yesterday regarding an Oregon State University student who passed away after slipping while taking photos at a scenic overlook. Now, earlier this week, I made a video talking about the celebrity sacrifice code and how 3 deaths that we got, really the only 3 deaths that I decoded, all had clear connections to total solar eclipses, both the most recent one, which was the Great American Total Solar Eclipse, and the one coming up on July 2nd of this year, which is the next total solar eclipse. Now, a day after making that video, I also made a video on the death of a Cleveland marathon runner whose name was Taylor Kipo. And the observation I made about that death is how the name Taylor sums to 91 using the most basic alphabetic order cipher, English ordinal, where each letter is numbered 1 through 26 relative to its position in the alphabet. Measuring to that woman's death was a span of exactly 91 weeks. Her last name, Kipo, sums to 44, the same as the word kill, 44. And if you measure instead to the next total solar eclipse, you find that she died 44 days before. So all of that stuck out and was very interesting. And, it speaks to the fact that not only are celebrities who may or may not be faking their deaths or there's a number of theories about these, but also regular people, college students, dying by this code as well. Now, the very same day that Taylor Kipo died, May 19th, we also had the death of an Oregon State student. However, this was not reported until yesterday, the 22nd. And what's so interesting about that is that this woman was from Oregon State, and Oregon is the state in which the 2017 total solar eclipse began. So let's also touch on the numerology of this death and see how it also relates. Now, before getting into the name of this girl, I want to point out again how the number 1331 is considered the ultimate solar eclipse number in this study. And this all traces back to the only total solar eclipse that occurred in the year 1331. In our Jewish Gematria cipher, based on the ancient Latin alphabet, a cipher that produces much larger numbers, structured closely to Hebrew Gematria, Greek isopsephy, 1331 eclipse equals 1331, and the only total solar eclipse in that year was on November 30th, which equals 1331. And there's a whole lot more that goes into this. I've linked this post in the description below. So we know the number 1331, very important. Well, in this story, here we have a student. Student sums to 103, and 31 with the S exception. Oregon State University sums to 103 and 301 in our basic ciphers, ordinal and reduction. And the word fall also equals 13 and 31. So already we have some interesting alignments. Something else that stands out about Oregon State University and how their nickname is the Beavers. Oregon State University Beavers, using the standard alphabetic order, gives us a numeric value of 373. 373 is a prime number. See how this is the 74th prime number. And in this same ordinal method, the state Oregon sums to 74. 704 is the value of total solar eclipse in the Jewish cipher. And in the Gospels, in the New Testament, the story of Jesus, crucified during an event perceived by many historians to be a total solar eclipse. The name Jesus equals 74, dying on the cross, gospel equals 74, so does Messiah. In fact, the name Jesus Christ even equals 74 in reverse reduction. So it seems appropriate that the state of Oregon, which the eclipse entered in 2017, would be used for this story. And what makes this even more interesting is that if you look up this article, at the very end you'll see that the parents mention how she was born on Christmas Eve. Of course, the eve of the birth of Christ. This event occurred on Sunday, May 19th. And notice how May 19th had standard numerology of 43. 5 plus 19 plus 19. In reduction, Jesus Christ equals 43. See how it sums to 151 in the alphabetic order? Well, look at the time that the rescue team is said to have arrived to help get her body out of a tree, which she fell into. This occurred at 10:51 in the morning. And it's impossible to think these are coincidences after everything that I've already uncovered. Furthermore, in the reverse order, Jesus Christ has a value of 146. Measuring from her most recent birthday on Christmas Eve to the date of her death gives us exactly 146 days. Also notice how her most recent birthday was her 21st. This had full numerology of 74, again, tying into the reverse reduction value of Jesus Christ. There's more that goes into this as well. The name Michelle, in the alphabetic order, this girl's name was Michelle Casey. Notice how Michelle sums to 67. This is the same as total solar eclipse in the reduction method. Phrases like blood sacrifice and human sacrifice, both also with this 67 value. This story features the phrase scenic overlook, where this occurred. And notice how this also has the value of 67. The word fall in the English extended, also 67. And then you get her last name, Casey, which equals 53, which is the value of solar eclipse, 53. And just to keep this going, the name Michelle Casey, summing to 120 and 69. These are the ordinal values of the word eclipse. 120 reverse, 69 ordinal. Also, eclipse equals 33. Oregon, whose state is abbreviated OR, summing to 33. Oregon was the 33rd state admitted to the Union. And think about how Jesus is said to have been crucified at age 33. Crucifixion of Jesus Christ, summing to 303. It's said that Casey was a major in kinesiology. And check out the Gematria of kinesiology, 141 and 156. This is the same as the number 33. 141 reverse, 156 ordinal. So it seems like no matter how you write her name out, alphabetic order, reverse, all of these numbers tie in together to the eclipse code that I've been uncovering for so long. A couple more interesting alignments. May 19th was the 139th day of the year on the Gregorian calendar. This is the ordinal value of Oregon State, 139. As mentioned before, the school's nickname is Beavers. Oregon State Beavers sums to 211. And what's interesting is that this story did not make mainstream media until yesterday, the 22nd. And if you measure from that eclipse in Oregon to the 22nd, you get 21 months and 1 day. Again, 211, the value of Oregon State Beavers. This also happens to be the value of ritual human sacrifice, 211. Notice how in Jewish gematria, ritual human sacrifice has the same 895 value as the number 33. As far as May 22nd, this is the 142nd day of the year. The phrase eclipse sacrifice summing to 142. And what I noticed is that in CNN's video that they just recently uploaded, they talked to the man who was with her when she fell. And that guy's name was Tyson Zagalo, which also has a 142. And, it makes this story interesting. Is this a real event? Was this guy really with her when she died? He didn't seem overly emotional when talking about it, but again, I'm not going to sit here and speculate on how someone should be acting several days later. There's plenty of talk about that, crisis actors and whatnot. It's really not worth speculating in this video. We're just looking at the numbers. The last thing I want to mention in this story is I have to wrap this video up in a little bit. Notice the headline gematria they gave us. In the alphabetic order, this headline sums to 733. Now, 733 is a prime number. Notice how it's the 130th prime number. We talked a little bit about the number 13, but do understand that Oregon State University Beavers has this 130 value in the reduction method. As far as the reverse reduction value of this headline, see here they gave us a 347. That's the Hebrew gematria of the word sacrifice. 347, also a prime number. As you can see here, it's the 69th prime number. And once again, this story aligned with an eclipse, which sums to 69, just like the name Michelle Casey, 69. And those aren't the only relevant numbers. She also has a 57, which is the value of moon, which of course covers up the sun during an eclipse. Her name also sums to 231 in the reverse order. And 231 is the 21st triangular number, meaning if you add every number 1 through 21, you get 231. And of course, this woman just happens to have been 21 years old. 21, by the way, also the reduction value of moon. So there's definitely something very, very weird going on here. It had been a while since I got chills decoding one of these deaths. The one from Cleveland on the same day, Taylor Keepo. She was a graduate of the Walsh Cavaliers. Her death following the same day that the Cleveland Cavaliers hired an assistant coach whose name has the same gematria as Marathon. And he was born on a date which also matches the gematria of Marathon. So please check out that video, which is also linked below in the description if you haven't. Again, I think this information is really key to uncovering the truth about our reality and what's really going on, who's in control, what type of knowledge is being exercised. So that's going to do it for this quick little video. Just wanted to make sure it's understood that this death was also related to the eclipse crucifixion code. All right, everyone. Hope you all have a great day. Whether you're watching live or archived, please like, share, and subscribe, as YouTube no longer does me any favors in helping share this work. All right, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Adios.